Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're currently tuned in to WeEarliUK. We empower, educate, and reassure lost individuals, uniting knowledge. WeEarliUK. Remember, we spell it with an I, not with a Y. Always early, early always. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it very much. So please, like, follow, and also subscribe to our YouTube. All right. Man, what am I going to talk about right now? Well, I'm actually going to talk about the relaxing of the COVID restrictions amid, I might add, the Prime Minister's investigations of attending a party during lockdown. This is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of information in regards to the whole COVID situation. Since the information I'm going to throw is in reference to it's basically from 2020 up to now. But more, not like now as in today, more as in yesterday, the 19th, yeah? As today is actually the 20th of January. So the COVID restrictions, they have been relaxed as of today. So a little piece of, I don't know how to call it or even what to say, but there's been a little easing of the restrictions. And it's gonna go public by next week Thursday. So by next week Thursday, supposedly, I'm not even gonna lay it all out for you. Supposedly by next week Thursday, everything is up to you as an individual. So basically, as of next week Thursday, you can apply critical thinking to your own life, your own family. You can apply critical thinking whichever way you see fit, basically. Now, hey, listen, I don't do the I told you so's and the whatnots and the hoo-ha's and the blah blah blahs. At the end of the day, something was happening. What was happening? Do we truly know? I honestly don't believe so. But there was clearly something going on. Now, the relaxing of these restrictions, I don't believe in coincidences, and I'm not here to push my beliefs onto anybody else, but I do not believe in coincidences. But I guess it is quite coincidental that the restrictions are being relaxed during the time where Mr. Boris Johnson is being investigated by somebody who works for him, I might add. He's being investigated about attending parties at number 10 Downing Street during the COVID lockdown. Now, before I really get into this investigation, the person doing the investigation works for Mr. Boris Johnson. And I'm not sure if you know this, there is no higher civil servant than Boris Johnson himself. Yeah. So the person doing the investigation, when they're finished with their investigation, papers written up and whatnot, who do you think has to look over it and then cast judgment and say what they think should happen? It's not only Boris Johnson himself, is it? Oh my goodness me. Can you believe it? So here we go. Here's me. I have an employee, excuse me. My employee is investigating me. See? Now, when my employee has finished with said investigation, guess what my employee does? Hands the whole thing over to me. Why does my employee do this? Because I'm the one who needs to read it, and I'm the one who needs to pass judgment in regards to what happens next to myself. Now, I'm in the business of preserving life. I'm sure many of yous are. Boris Johnson has lied countlessly. This man has lied on numerous occasions, yeah? So, what makes us really believe right now that this man is going to honestly do the best in regards to what he thinks should happen to himself? Honestly, I think this is ridiculous. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. You see mainstream media asking politicians, so what do you think should happen to Boris Johnson? The answer you've been getting from everybody, whether they like Boris or not, they will give you a politician's answer, which means you don't get an answer at all. You get them beating around the bush. That's basically what you get. Oh, I think we should wait. We should wait until the report comes out. Oh, we should wait until the facts come out in the... What are you talking about? This man blatantly went in PM's question time in front of the Speaker of the House and many other people in the Houses of Parliament and admitted attending... I'm not going to say he admitted attending parties, because this is plural. He admitted attending a party. And he also went on to say, I didn't know what it was. I thought I was attending something to do with work and whatnot. Yeah. All right, mate. You know what I'm saying? All right, mate. Pull the other one. But this is what he said. So, in regards to the person doing the investigation, so what they're going to do is, obviously, what they are doing is questioning everybody, and then they write up their papers. Now, they're not going to be able to cast judgment. They will be able to have their own, like, personal judgment. They will be able to personally think to themselves what they may do if they were allowed to, or if they was asked to, or if they were in a position to. Yeah, but all the report will show are facts. Yeah, facts. That's all the report will show. Facts. And we can or we can't, but fact of the matter is this: Boris Johnson, the liar that he is, has said he did not know it was a party. That's a fact. He said it live on television. He said it himself. This is not me putting words in anybody's mouth. This is what he himself said. Now, the reason I say I don't believe in coincidences is because, come on, would this really be happening? Would we really be seeing a relaxing of the COVID restrictions during this time, at this moment in time, had this not have come out? Would we? I'm just asking a question. Here. Hey, listen. Don't shoot the messenger, mate. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm doing is asking a question. I'm sure many of you have the same question. Surely you do. Now, there's many people that will say, oh, he's a silly man. Why is he relaxing the restrictions and so on and so forth? And there are many that's going to be like, well, hey, we can go out and everything's cool. I actually read through the transcript. Not only did I watch it, but I actually read through the transcript. And I'm going to pick a part out of the transcript. And the part I'm going to pick out of it is he equates this Omicron, I don't even know how to say it, but the new variant of COVID, he equates it to being similar to the flu. And he also goes on to say, when people catch the flu, they seek advice from their doctors. So this should be the same thing. Treat this as the same thing. Seek advice from your doctors. Man, listen, there's many people are going to be like, I've been saying this from so long and whatnot. Listen, it's not about what you as an individual have been saying. Remember, it's all about a collective. Now, I believe in the beginning, what was happening was most people was fearful. Maybe not fearful of something happening to somebody else, but more so fearful of something happening to themselves in regards to them catching the COVID and potentially dying. Yeah. Then we moved from fear into guilt. Now the government tried to make everybody feel guilty. Now, how did they try and make everyone feel guilty, Jay? Oh, by telling you, if you don't do X, Y, Z, you could potentially harm your fellow human being. Now, this is a guilt trip. See, this is called making somebody feel guilty. Oh my goodness me. I better get this vaccination quick and fast. I don't want to hurt Sam. Don't want to hurt poor old Jane. I don't want to hurt old Roderick. I must vaccinate myself. Now, let's get to some other facts now. So I'm going to leave that aside. I've been talking about that for over 10 minutes now. Okay, same subject, but different. Yeah, this is also on the COVID situation. Now, there has been a release of the freedom of information. You know, we all, if you don't know about this, anybody can request information. Seen, and there's a particular body where you request this information from and you will get it. It's called the Freedom of Information Act. Okay, now sometimes you may not get information because you may have to wait a period of time in order for the information to be made readily available to the public. You understand what I'm saying? But in any case, there is something called the Freedom of Information Act. Now, for those people that apply critical thinking to themselves and don't just hear something and run with what they've heard, but hear something and do a little research into it. Actually, sorry, not a little research into it, because depending on what it is, you really should do some proper research. Dig deep in your research. You understand? Even research what you've researched. You understand what I'm saying? So you can get a proper, a real understanding of what you're reading. You understand what I'm saying? Of the information that you're about to intake. Now, so what I have found is that the number of cases that are strictly to do with COVID, no underlying issues, none of this, no underlying issues at all, just strictly somebody's caught COVID and they've passed away. Bear in mind, my heart goes out to everybody who has experienced a loss during this time, whether it was a direct COVID loss or something else that was an underlying issue that somebody may have been suffering or battling or dealing with, and then COVID came along and just, you know, I don't mean to sound gore or vulgar or insensitive, but put the icing on the cake. You understand what I'm saying? But the number of just COVID cases for those who are fit and healthy, guess how much? This is since 2020. Since 2020 up to, I believe, yesterday, guess how many cases? Anyway, I'm going to tell you. Over 17,000. No more than 18,000. No more than 18,000. Yeah, of course, that's a high number of people. Listen, one death is too many. You understand what I'm saying? One death is too many. Yeah? But the number of cases, the number of deaths that are solely attributed, that doctors have written is solely to do with COVID is, you know, 17,000, over 17,000, no more than 18,000. So between that number, you can go and look it up. As I said, the Freedom of Information Act is out there. You can go and look it up for yourself. But those are the facts. Also, the number of people who have been dying from COVID between the ages of 0 to 65 are very, 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 very low. Very, very, very low. In actual fact, the average age of those who have sadly ascended due to COVID, or I'm not going to say solely due to COVID, but you know what, by now you should understand where I'm going with this, yeah? The average age is 82.5. Do you know what the average life expectancy is for a man? Forget COVID. The average life expectancy for a man in the UK is 79. Did you know that? The average life expectancy for a woman is 80, 81. So, the average age of the person who has ascended through COVID, due to COVID, is 82.5. Now, there's the numbers that the government have been throwing out there, these numbers are what they call predictions. And this is what this whole thing has been based on. The lockdowns and this and that. These are been solely based on a predicted outcome, a predicted number of deaths, a predicted number of infections. You understand what I'm saying? Predictions. This is what's led to where we are today. You understand what I'm saying? So, boom. I'm going to leave it there, guys, for now. I do hope you take this in. Do with it whatever you please. But at the end of the day, we are here to provide information. Take it or leave it. It's totally up to you. We're not forcing anything on anybody. WeEarliUK. We empower, educate, and reassure lost individuals, uniting knowledge. I am Jay, and I hope you have enjoyed this little talk. All right, and I will see you. You will hear me again soon. All right. Welcome. You're currently tuned in to WeEarliUK. We empower, educate, and reassure lost individuals, uniting knowledge. WeEarliUK. Remember, we spell it with an I.